Welcome back to the Football Don't Lie podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be recapping slash going over week three and predicting week four of NFL. We'll start off with the Thursday night football game, the primetime game between the Panthers and the Texans. It is you are the Panthers fan, so I'll let you go on about what you thought about this game.
I figured we were gonna win, but it just felt like an L in the end because we lost McCaffrey, and then we lost J.C. Horn, and then we lost Justin Burris. But they did make a surprising trade this morning for C.J. Henderson, which I was kind of confused and shocked at the same because I'm not used to my team making so many trades. But I was very surprised. But I'm actually very happy that they made this trade. We needed corner depth, especially because Horde went out. But a big win. That defense is so good, and Sam Darnold looks so nice in the pocket. There's really
Yeah,
nothing else to say. I felt like
Jaguars,
we were going to be
Jaguars.
3-0 at this point, and McCaffrey's only out 2 games. I'm not too worried. I think we'll be fine without him against the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't have a problem. I really think we'll be fine. And this team could very well be on a hot streak within a few weeks. If they manage to pull out against Dallas, we'll be on a hot streak.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Panthers. We'll talk about before we get to the Texans. Let's talk about who the Panthers play next. They obviously play the Cowboys in week four. I mean, Panthers did what they're supposed to do in this game. The Texans are a below average team, and they did well, but they're obviously missing a few pieces now. They're missing McCaffrey, missing J.C. Horn. Did anyone else get injured?
Justin Burris, starting safety.
Justin Burris got injured. C.J. Henderson will probably just slide into that lineup. They'll probably just play from week one.
No, AJ Boy. We got AJ Boy.
Oh yeah, you have yeah, you're right. And then you still have Dante Jackson. So, uh, the game against the Cowboys, though. What do you think about the game against the Cowboys? How do you feel about
Look,
that?
I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game because, I actually don't know. I am really optimistic about this defense, but I don't know. I'm just very skeptical a little bit because Zeke is balling, and I'm just a little skeptical. But I feel like we can pull it through because I think the Dallas defense is not that good in my opinion. They're not that good. They haven't gone against. They've got the one QB, the one competent QB that they went against and somehow lost, Tom Brady. And Herbert was just a fluke game. Herbert had two costly turnovers, which I think was just tipped interception, and another one was a good play by Trayvon Diggs. But just I feel Sam Darnold will pull through, and I mean I just think DJ Moore and Robbie. I don't think the Cowboys can guard DJ Moore. I don't think any team can guard DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson. But the loss of McCaffrey will hurt. But I feel like our defense is good enough. I think they could somewhat stop the Cowboys. I think we'll pull it out. Honestly, I have a little bit of faith in our team. Considering we're coming off we have a long break, 10 days, and the Cowboys are on a short week off of a Monday night. I think we'll be good to go. But we'll see. It'll be a very good game, and I know it's the prime time game of the 1 o'clock slot, so we shall see. But I'm taking the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers played good Thursday night. There's really not much else to it, but I don't want to overreact. It was against the Texans, who we all expected basically to get 3 or less wins, but not only that, it was against their backup quarterback. So I really don't want to take too much from it. Obviously, McCaffrey went out. Chuba Hubbard, though, looks like that rookie that could step in at running back for Carolina. J.C. Horn went down, but like you said, they traded for C.J. Henderson. It's looking like Sam Darnold is more comfortable around Tommy Tremble, honestly, than Dan Arnold anyway. So I would say it's a W move for the Panthers this morning. But, I feel like next week it's going to be fun to watch these two teams face off. Cowboys looking at least here like they're going to be coming off of a huge win against the Eagles, like I expected. It should be a high scoring game. The Panthers defense, obviously, they should be able to slow down the Cowboys, but this offense is just so dynamic that I don't really know how this game is going to turn out. But I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here. Honestly, I think that the Panthers are due their first loss sometime soon, and when they play a good team, finally they're gonna kind of see how things end up turning out. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here for Week 4.
Yeah, I think this is like very tough for me to predict because I think the Panthers defense is really good, but they are missing C Horn and their safety Burris. So I don't know how they're gonna do against the number of receiving talent that the Cowboys have in CD Lamb, Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup is not playing, but they still have some talent in there. I like AJ Bouye. Shout out to AJ Bouye. Went to UCF. I think he'll do pretty well, but apart from that, I don't really know who else they have on that end. Their D line will be fine. I'm not expecting Zeke to have a big game, but they will have a big hole at that running back position. I was not impressed by Chuba Hubbard. I don't know about you, Tejas. I was not impressed by him. I thought
No, we don't. Again, the game plan is solidified around McCaffrey, and when you have a game plan around CMAC and you lose him, like the game plan kind of just falls apart. So I feel like this week's plan with Chuba Hubbard is get him involved a little bit, but have him mostly like give him like maybe maximum 15 touches. I think mostly it'll be a passing game this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the Cowboys in this one. I think it'll be close though. I got the Cowboys though. Let's talk about the Texans. Let's talk about the Texans real quick. The Texans obviously just took a beating. No one really expected the Texans to win this game. Davis Mills looked okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Davis Mills. They were supposed to get Kellen Mond, but the Vikings took him right before they were supposed to get him, so they ended up taking Davis Mills. Their running game is just very inconsistent. Like one game, Mark Ingram will do really well. Next game, he won't. Philip Lindsay has disappointed me massively. 7 carries for 5 yards. I think Brandon Cooks is really underrated. I wish he was on a different team. And I believe they are going up against the Bills, and they're gonna get their ass washed by them. So I got the Bills in that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills as well. Josh Allen is starting to click, but this Houston team, I was actually kind of surprised by Davis Mills. Thought he did solid enough, but against that Panthers pass rush, there was just no chance for him. He had no time in the pocket, but he did solid enough, and he's shown some promise. But I just don't think that will continue on to next week, and I think the Bills will just wipe the floor off of Houston.
Yeah, the Bills should be able to easily beat the Texans. Not going to talk much about it, but I think the Bills finally starting to catch the rhythm. Week 1 loss against the Steelers. Week 2, kind of a fluke, but it's whatever. But here they're finally, they beat a solid Washington defense. It kind of blew them out, honestly. But Josh Allen had a crazy, crazy good game, and led by Cole Beasley. Really, Stephon Diggs was there, but he wasn't really that main target. But the Bills, they play the Texans next week. This literally is easier than a bye week for the Bills.
Yeah, Bills are gonna destroy them in all 3 of our opinions. But next game is the Chargers against the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs in this one. Chargers came out and won this. Justin Herbert, I was super impressed by him. The Chiefs are just I'm not sold on the Chiefs as like the Super Bowl favorite, bro. I don't know. There's something about them that they're not the same team. Like there's something that's missing. Like I don't know if it's their O-line, because I was talking about their O-line last time. I don't know if Mahomes threw 2 picks. Like one of them was like his receiver should have caught it for sure. The other one, I don't know what he was doing. Like that was towards the end of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Chiefs first because I think it's more surprising that they lost. Because I think we all picked the Chiefs. I think they'll win against the Eagles, but I just think there's something missing with this Chiefs team that they have to figure out because this is back-to-back L's for the Chiefs. This is back-to-back L's for them, and they got to make something right. And I think they'll bounce back against the Eagles, but it's just it's just weird. I'm not used to seeing the Chiefs struggling like this.
Yeah. It's just a surprising game from the Chiefs, but like honestly, I heard Shannon Sharp talk about it this morning. They have no defense. They have little to no defense at all in Kansas City. just a train wreck. Like when you have a team like the Chargers, who try to go, they have the game tied. They have the game basically won right there. They kick the field goal, but you don't want to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. But you're not scared to the point where you're willing to go for it on 4th and 4. But not only that, you get a false start, and then you're still willing to go for it on 4th and 9 and say, the Chargers just showed some tremendous guts right there, saying your defense is trash. We don't care. We're still gonna go for it on 4th down, and they got it based off of a pass interference. But yeah, just surprising in the fact that the Chargers just showed some tremendous guts going for on 4th and 9 and just going for the touchdown instead of just running the clock, kicking the field goal. They basically said we're gonna do whatever we can to just step on the foot. We're gonna step on you and make sure that Patrick Mahomes has to score a touchdown with literally like 20 seconds left. Like that's how tough they made it. And it's extremely rare that you see this Chiefs team turn the ball over 3 times. Just incredible, and honestly a great game plan by the Chargers.
And not to cut you off, this game should have been wrapped up a lot earlier because the Chargers were actually like the amount of times they were in the red zone and they had like a illegal shift or a false start.
Yep.
It was like 5 times that happened. Like they should have scored like a lot earlier than they did. So this game should have been over. Like the Chiefs.
Yeah, this game should have been over. Just a ridiculous performance by the Chargers and probably the upset of the week. Just unbelievable performance from the Chargers, and they're right in it. Next Monday, I think we can just transition, right? Unless Hudson, you have something else to say.
I just have to say shout out to Asante Samuel, bro, my favorite corner in this draft, showing up from FSU.
Hudson, you got anything else to say?
I mean, the Chiefs just have an easy win basically ahead of them next week against Philly. I think it's Philly. But I think that just a crazy game against the Chargers. We saw the Chargers beat them last year, I think, once. So here they are beating them in Kansas City. So it'll be fun to see how that match.
I don't know if it's gonna be an easy win. Isn't this in Philly?
Yeah, no, it is in Philly.
Oh, I mean, I think the Chiefs will win, but like, I haven't been convinced by what I'm seeing from them. So I don't know if it's gonna be an easy win or not. Because the Eagles are probably gonna lose this game, so they're gonna have to bounce back too.
Yeah, but if the Eagles are barely are throwing multiple interceptions and not even getting past the Cowboys defense, just wait till they go up against like the KC defense.
But the KC defense is not good, bro. That's what they just said.
The KC defense is not good.
Is it as bad as close to as bad as the Cowboys?
I mean, shit. From like what I saw last week, you could say it is because they were just giving up like easy ass. The amount of times that Mike Williams was just wide open.
But against the Ravens offense, opposed to the Eagles offense.
I'm talking about the Chargers. But yeah,
the Chargers. Yeah, but the Chargers have a top offense.
They do. But I don't think this game is gonna be a blowout because I think the Eagles are gonna have to bounce back, and I don't know. I'm just not sold on the Chiefs. What you think about the Chargers versus Ravens game though? I mean, the Raiders game.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention next. That Monday night game next week, Chargers Raiders, is going to be
going to be the game of the week in my opinion. I think that's going to be the game.
I would agree with you if there wasn't a game in Foxborough between Tom Brady and his head coach Bill Belichick.
Yeah, as far as a storyline is concerned, then yeah, but like as far as like the two teams that are because the Raiders are 3-0. And the Chargers are rolling. Like, they just beat the Chiefs. I think the Patriots...
Then you could say the Cowboys-Panthers game would be... But it's not on prime time, though. I mean, whatever. But I just think that game is going to be really good next week. It'll be a thriller to watch, but...
Who do you guys have? I have the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Raiders in this game, actually. I really like what the Raiders are doing. They should get Josh Jacobs back. And this Chargers defense, even though it forced turnovers, they showed they can be... beaten by the run game a little bit. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a very good game. I'm gonna actually take the surprise and go with the Raiders. Actually, so yeah.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. I was a little bit disappointed in the Raiders. I thought they should have handled the Dolphins a lot easier than what they went to OT against fucking Jacoby Brissett. So I'm not too impressed by the Raiders. 3-0 is cool, but I think the Chargers will end that shit. So I got the Chargers.
Hudson, what about you?
For which game?
Raiders and Chargers.
Oh, Raiders and Chargers. I feel like it's going to be a great game. Chargers coming off that crazy win. Raiders coming off that crazy win. So that'll be a fun game. But in this one, I'm gonna honestly have to go with I'm rethinking all my picks here. I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this game. I think the Raiders are due for their first loss sometime soon. The Chargers are coming off of this nice win, get them motivated for next week from the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think that this is where not really where they turn their season around, but I think they can pick up a hot streak from this Chiefs game.
All right, and let's talk about that Raiders because we just talked about the Raiders. So let's talk about the Raiders game against the Dolphins because it was a good one.
You forgot the Chiefs Eagles game, I guess.
Oh yeah.
We
I mean, we all have the Chiefs, right?
I mean, yeah, I have the Chiefs too, but like, I think the Eagles would keep it close. That Chiefs defense.
That's what I think too. That's what I said. Yeah.
That Chiefs defense is just They need some help. They need a Richard Sherman.
They just picked up Josh Gordon, but he's not.
They need a Richard Sherman to go help them out. That's what they need.
Okay, bro. Take fucking shit. I forgot the dude's. Who's the linebacker that's on the lines?
Oh my god.
Jamie Collins.
Jamie Collins.
Yeah. Take him. We don't want his ass.
What a catch.
All right, yeah. Let's talk about the Raiders Dolphins game. We just talked about the Raiders, so we'll just cycle into that game. Very close game. But I was impressed by. I think Jacoby Brissett has shown more than Tua has this whole season.
Agreed. Facts.
I think Jacoby Brissett.
Facts.
He impressed the fuck out of me. Like shit. Like I did not expect that.
I don't want to disagree with that, but I don't want to completely agree with that. I mean, like it's not wrong, but it doesn't make any sense.
All I know is
I'm not counting the game that he got. I'm not counting the game that he got injured, bro.
Well, yeah, I know, but yeah, that means that Jacoby Brissett's played 2 games this season. Tua has only played 1.
But Jacoby Brissett has made the offense move more than Tua could ever make the offense move.
In this one game against the Raiders, compare this game against the Raiders to the game against the Patriots. I thought you guys played a lot better against a team that was 2-0.
Patriots were undefeated too. They haven't had a single loss the whole entire season.
The Patriots are 1-2 right now.
No. But when we played them, they didn't have a single loss.
They didn't have a single win either, bro.
Because it was week 1 game, you idiot.
Okay, like I was saying, Jacoby Brissett has impressed me. Dolphins had I think 1 pick or there was 1 pick six. It was like at the beginning of the game.
Pick six.
1 pick 6. But I mean, Derek Carr, and you know who I really think deserves some praise, bro. Hunter Renfrow is very underrated.
Yes, agreed.
Like him a lot. I know he went to Clemson.
Yeah. I was gonna say Brian Edwards. That's my boy. That is my boy from USC. He has been balling, and I had a feeling too. He played really well. He didn't get much play time, but at USC he was a stud. And
I said it before the game. I said Brian Edwards is about to shit on the Dolphins, bro.
Yeah, Brian Edwards had a monster game, and then I'm surprised Darren Waller after the Week 1 game hasn't got much attention.
Yeah, because we had Byron Jones on him. Byron Jones locked him up.
No, it's because defenses have forced their coverage onto him, and that way, Derek Carr has been forced to throw to guys like Henry Ruggs, Renfrow, and Brian Edwards.
Byron Jones had 2 tackles, bro. He didn't do shit.
Yeah, because he didn't have a man to tackle. He didn't have a man to tackle because Waller only got 5 receptions this game.
Dog. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Anyways, big game from the Raiders. We already talked about them. But as for the Dolphins,
who did they play? Who did the Dolphins play?
The Dolphins. I predicted that they'd.
Oh, they're playing the Colts.
Okay. At home, baby.
You're at home next week against Indianapolis. We'll get into that. But I had a feeling this was going to happen for the Dolphins against this hot Raiders team. It just wasn't going to happen. But I guess we can just move into Indianapolis Miami game next week, right? So
Yep.
I'll just go ahead and give my prediction for that game. I am taking the I'm gonna take the Indianapolis Colts to win this game pretty easily. I
too.
think Wentz will
Pretty
outperform his.
easily.
I think Wentz will outperform Jacoby Brissett, who is the former starter for the Colts at one point.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis. I'm going to take Indianapolis. I think Jonathan Taylor will have a field day all over that Miami defense. I expect guys like Michael Pittman and Zach Pascal to have a big game as well. And I expect Wentz to have a major comeback after last week's disappointing game against against the Titans, which we'll just jump into after. But yeah, go ahead, Sue Austin Hudson. What do y'all think about this next game?
Colts, I just think their defense is just too good. I think, especially against a backup QB. I know I just praised Brissett, but against his former team too, I don't know how he's gonna deal with that. I'm expecting a big game from Naheem Hines though. I think Naheem Hines is gonna have a big game. Him and Jonathan Taylor will run wild. And then Michael Pittman, I really like him, so I think he'll do the same with Zach Pascal. I think their defense is the reason they'll win this game, and the Dolphins are short-handed, so I got the Colts in this one.
Yeah, I'm a go with the Dolphins for a fourth week in a row here. I think you've a completely 0-3 team coming into Miami with that great crowd, hoping it's kind of better than 2 weeks ago in the Bills game, but I think that this Miami defense should be able to hold up that Colts offense. They have a nice offense, but last week against the Tennessee defense, they only put up 16 points. So I don't really see. I'm going to say right now that the Titans will not put up more than 18 points on this Miami.
I mean the Colts?
I mean the Colts. The Colts will not put up more than 18 points in Sunday's game this week. And I have the Dolphins winning this game with Brissett at the head of the team.
All right, let's move on to the Colts Titans game because we're just talking about that. It was a good game to watch, especially in the first half. Second half, I mean, in the first three quarters. Fourth quarter, the Titans kind of ran away with it. And yeah, they played a great game, great fourth quarter. Derrick Henry had 113 rushing yards. Tannehill threw 2 picks but had 3 touchdowns. And yeah, their defense actually was the reason they won this game, like surprisingly. So I mean, the Titans, it's like they're a very like inconsistent team in my opinion. Like sometimes they'll just play very well, and sometimes they'll just do like against the Cardinals they just laid an egg, and against like the Seahawks they just bounced back. Against the Colts they did pretty well. I'm expecting them to beat the Jets. Like I'm not expecting the Jets to do shit. So I got the Titans against the Jets, but I'm impressed by what they did so far in these last 2 games, but I'm expecting a dip somewhere, probably against the Bills or something. But I think they'll handle business against the Jets.
Yeah, big game from the Titans, especially against a division rival. It looks like they have control of this division, especially considering the Titans are trash. I'm sorry, the Texans are trash, and the Jaguars are also trash. So, big win for the Titans, and yeah, I'm gonna take them over the Jets as well. Derrick Henry's gonna run wild. They play the Jets next week. Are you sure they play the Jets? They do play the Jets.
Yeah.
They're gonna run wild. Derrick Henry might have a 200-yard game. Yeah, give me the Titans.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans against the Jets. I think Derrick Henry should have a decent game with about 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, something like that. But Colts Titans game, pretty honestly crazy game. I thought that the Colts would. I mean, it wasn't too intense, but I thought the Colts would end up winning this game. But I was wrong. Titans kind of proved me wrong a couple times this year. But here we are. Tannehill threw 2 interceptions still. Their leading receiver was not A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown left in the middle of the game or something. Not Julio Jones.
It was It was Nick Westbrook.
Yeah, it was Nick Westbrook. Nick Westbrook. We'll keep it at that. But I'm not sure if A.J. Brown is out for. I think A.J. Brown is he out next week?
Yeah, but I don't think I think even if he's out,
really...
I still have them winning.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. I just wanted to know because it might affect later weeks. But yeah, this Colts team, I feel like this defense is great, but may not be enough next week versus Miami. But like I said, a big fan of Michael Pittman Jr. I think he's going to have a great game against Miami this upcoming week, and did it just here, 6 receptions for 70 yards. So I'm a big fan of Wentz too. I really thought he was going to do good. So he's been doing good this season, but it really hasn't been able to lead his team. They've had a decently hard schedule. Week 1 against the Seahawks. I mean, obviously that's a very tough team. Week 2 against the Rams, and week 3 against the Titans. Literally, by some people, considered Super Bowl contenders. So, at least the first two, maybe the last one, not too much, but definitely playoff locks for sure. So, they've had a tough schedule, and then next week versus a very very top tier team like Miami. So I'm excited to see Wentz play live in action because I don't think I have before, but I have the Dolphins winning either way next week. But the Colts, I think that they're bound to get their first win soon, and maybe try to make a run for those playoffs as nobody really expects them to anymore.
Ooh,
Fuck
you
outta
said
here.
the Colts?
He also
Playoff?
said that Miami was a top team.
But yeah, but
All right.
Oh.
Moving on to the Jets versus Broncos game because you just talked about the Jets. Broncos just fucking destroyed them. Like I think we all expected. Zach Wilson, like it's not his fault. Like his team is just ass like all around. Like I actually think the Jets are worse than the Lions, bro. Like I think they're worse than the Lions. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. But hey, Teddy Bridgewater, man. Von Miller said it. He's been showing out.
Okay. You know what? I was reading a meme the other day. The Broncos are 3-0, but the 3 teams they've played have a combined record of 0-9. What does that tell you?
You can only be who's in front of you.
Okay, then let's see them beat the Ravens next week. Please, let's see the Broncos beat the Ravens. If they beat the Ravens, I will consider them legit. However, they're not going to. Okay, I don't believe in this Broncos team at all. I don't care what you guys say. Lamar Jackson is gonna have a good day, and I'm gonna take the Ravens straight up against this Broncos team. I don't think the Broncos are good at all. I don't think they're good at all.
I don't know. I don't know what they're like. I don't know what the Ravens is like injury. Like thing is like that they had some players missing against the Lions. I don't know if they're gonna play against the Broncos. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos win, but I think the Ravens will take care of business. I think it'll be really close. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos win at all. Like I would not be. I don't think this Ravens team is all that. I think they're good, and Lamar Jackson is really good. Hollywood's gonna have a bounce back game. He was fucking ass against us, but I think the Ravens will win.
I mean, I think that the Ravens are going to win in the end, but they lost to the Raiders 1 week, and if there's any bettors out there watching this, the Broncos are favored by 1 so far for this game. That could easily change within the next couple days, but Broncos are favored by 1, so that's definitely something to watch, taking the Ravens with the points. But I feel like this should be. I'm not even expecting it to be that great of a game, honestly. I feel like the Ravens should be able to easily beat this Broncos team. I am a fan of that team and their defense, but I really don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is going to be able to get it done. They lost KJ Hamler for the season as he's done with the torn ACL, but I think Cortland Sutton, if he can stay healthy at least, which we all know that is a big problem, especially for him, maybe this team can go somewhere. But I feel like if the Broncos can beat the Ravens this week, then I might say that they are playoff contenders for sure, which would be pretty crazy. As next week the Broncos play who do the Broncos play next week? I can't even find them. Oh, they play the Steelers, so that could go either way too. So I feel like this game is basically going to determine the whole entire Broncos season. So I'm excited to see how that game turns out, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens in this one.
All right, and speaking of the Ravens, obviously played my Lions. I was okay, so I'm not like I'll take the loss. I'll take the loss because it helps the tank. But like this was, I was actually pissed that we lost this game, like because like we were so close to winning. I thought we played well, bro. Like I thought Jared Goff was like ass in the first half, but in the second half he was like God mode. He just turned into a beast. Swift and Williams, like that backfield duo is really good. Our receiving, like I expected Hawkinson to have a much better game. He was open. He just wasn't getting the receptions. Khalif Raymond picked up the slack. And the defense, man, the defense showed up. I thought the defense without Jamie Collins' slow ass was a lot better. Alex Anzalone looked like he can actually play really, really, really solid defense. Derek Barnes, the rookie, he did not play in the last game, but he really impressed me. Same with Romeo Okora. And Armani Oruwariye had the big pick at the end. We should have won this game because of the delay of game, because of the false start that they did not call. But as we all know, it's Detroit. It's Detroit versus everyone.
I just want to. Okay, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at the loss, but we should have won this game.
Well, let me tell you something. You know why the Lions lost this game? Because they gave up a 4th and 19, bruh. When you give
that was a
Sammy Watkins was wide open. Terrible defense.
No, it wasn't wide open. That was a beautiful pass from Lamar. Okay.
He was open. Was that the one where it was a delayed game, or was that the play after that?
That was the play before.
That was the
Okay.
No, but still,
okay. Oh no, yeah. You're right.
No, but still, you gave up a 4th and 19, bro. That was just demoralizing.
That wouldn't have meant anything if they had called the delay of game the next play. So
I mean, I thought you have to get a stop on 4th and 19. There's just no way you can let them.
We do. You're right. We do. But listen, man, we have a very young defense, so they're allowed to make mistakes.
I'm very surprised by this Lions team, and I actually give them props. They've played much better than I give them credit for, without a doubt. But this Ravens team, 2-1, and they're about to get going. They shouldn't have won last week's game against the Chiefs, but they're about to get going now that they're 2-1. And next week against that Broncos, they might go 3-1. But as for the Lions, they play the Bears next week.
We might fuck around and win that game, bro.
I am gonna take the Bears. They have their whole QB saga that's going on, but I'm gonna trust that Justin Fields or Nick Foles or whoever the quarterback is will be good enough to beat the Lions team. I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears against Detroit.
All right, Hudson, go ahead. I'll go last.
Yeah, the Ravens and Lions game was, very exciting. Obviously came down to the last second where Justin Tucker hit that insane. That was the longest field goal in NFL history, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
67 yards.
66.
Yeah, 66.
66. Crazy. Hit the bottom of the upright and went in. That was pretty insane. But for this game against the Bears, or Lions against Bears, I think I don't give a heck. I don't give a hell who's at quarterback. Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, Allen Robinson. I'm taking the Bears no matter what. I don't really care about this Ravens game. I'm still taking the Bears no matter what. And if the Lions win, I'll just end up eating my own words. But I'm taking the Bears here big time.
I'm taking the Detroit Lions in this game. Bears are fucking trash. They're so ass, bro. I was never high on the Bears. That's why they were like fucking bottom 5 in my power ranking. Their offensive line is shit. Their coach is shit. Their QB is shit. Yeah, I mean, they don't. I'm surprised Khalil Mack is still there. He better get the fuck up out of there because they're not doing shit. Matt Nagy's on the hot seat. He should be. Division rival. Give me the Lions. I don't care if it's in Chicago. Give me the fucking Lions. The Bears, bro. How do you have less passing yards than the amount of yards that Justin Tucker's field goal was? You know how embarrassing that is? He had 66 yards on the field goal, and you have less passing yards as a team than 66. Myles Garrett had a fucking field day against them, bro. Their O-line is absolute ass. Like, the Bears team is so bad. Like, I'm not high on the Bears whatsoever. They suck. So give me the Lions.
I mean, okay. All right. I guess we'll just move on to the Bears game against the Browns. Like, since you were just talking about it, just a dismantling. Myles Garrett himself had 4.5 sacks, and I think the team in total had 9 sacks. Just insane, bro. Absurdity. Matt Nagy should be put on a guillotine for how bad he got Justin Fields destroyed.
I'm sorry, they had 1 passing yard as a team, and they had 47 total. So it wasn't even just 47 passing; they had one passing and 47 total. So
Because 9 sacks, bro. 9 sacks. That's insane. Um, just just ridiculous. Like, how do you give up that much? I don't know, man. This Bears O line, they got destroyed by Aaron Donald week 1, and then week 2, even against the Bengals, Trey Hendrickson had some success. But I'm just not surprised Myles Garrett went crazy. I wouldn't be surprised the Lions got 3 or 4 sacks this week either. But I'm gonna take the Bears. And as for the Browns, man, again, just another team that just gets rolling. They lost their first game, a tough one against Kansas City, but they're gonna get rolling. In fact, I'm gonna take them next week against the Vikings, who also had an impressive win this week. But we'll get to them later. But y'all's thoughts on the Browns-Bears game?
I already talked about the Browns Bears game. I was super impressed by the Browns. I was not surprised that they won, but in the fashion that they just dismantled them. Myles Garrett was my defensive player of the year pick. He's just playing amazingly. He just had a field day, and I'm also picking them against the Vikings too. The Vikings I thought played pretty well, but I think the Browns have this one, for sure.
Yeah, sorry, just looking at the side here. Fletcher Cox now going out of the game, so sucks for Philly. But in this Browns Bears games, I think Justin Fields just played. I really didn't fully watch this game, but to my understanding, it looks like he didn't really play awful. It was just that O lineman that gave him no time. Look, I mean, if you look at the stat line, it looks pretty bad, but then you look over here, you got sacked nearly 10 times for almost 70 yards. So absolutely terrible game from them. No running game either. 34 yards on the ground, which is terrible. And Al Robinson was their leading receiver with 25 yards. So an absolutely terrible game from the Bears. And then on the Brown side, you've obviously Baker throwing for nearly 250 yards and a touchdown. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt having great games on the ground. And then you've OBJ, Jarvis Landry, who was out for the game. He's out for the next couple games, but OBJ finally back, making his season debut. Looking pretty nice, nearly 80 yards on 5 receptions. So I think this Browns team plays, I think, like you said, the Vikings, right? I'm gonna take the Browns in this one too. Vikings coming off that win against the Seahawks, but kind of like the other one, doesn't really matter to me. Don't really care about that game anymore. I think the Browns are coming off some other wins, and I'm gonna take them in this game for week 4.
Shout out to DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I thought he had a nice game as well. But yeah. Let's talk about the Vikings game against the Seahawks. Shocked me. I did not expect the Vikings to win this game. I had the Seahawks winning this. Yeah, man. The Seahawks defense just Blitz Boy didn't. I mean, he had an okay game, but Bobby Wagner is pretty underwhelming. The Vikings just kind of just threw like Kirk Cousins 30 for 38 completion percentage, 323 yards for 3 touchdowns. Alexander Madison just completely stepped up in the place of Dalvin Cook. 112 yards for him, and then Justin Jefferson. I always believed in Justin Jefferson. 118 yards for a touchdown and 9 receptions. They just played an amazing game. Seahawks have to figure some shit out because they're starting off 1-2. I know they haven't had the easiest run of games. They beat the Colts, but I thought they should have definitely won the Titans game, and I definitely thought they should have won the game against the Vikings. And they're not playing against the easy team in week 4 as well. So, I think the Seahawks. You know, I'm gonna pick them to win against the 49ers, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers won that game too, because I think the Seahawks don't look that good right now.
Yeah,
No, for sure. My bad. You can go.
I was kind of surprised too. I expected as soon as the Seahawks jumped out to a 17-7 lead, I was like, "This is the downfall of the Vikings. They're just gonna crumble like they usually have. Just a disappointing season." And they picked it up with no Dalvin Cook. They needed this one badly against a contender, and they got it. Big win for the Vikings. And we'll get to Seattle later, but in a minute. But just big game from the Vikings. But I'm still not convinced. I still think this team is a fraud. They'll get Dalvin Cook back. I think they still have a slew of games that they'll lose. They got Browns this week. If I'm not, I don't know who they have the week after, but I know they play the Panthers within that one reign. They still have very tough games.
They played the Lions after.
Yeah,
And
man.
They play after the Panthers. They play Cowboys, Ravens, Chargers, Packers, 49ers, Steelers, Bears, Lions, Rams.
Yeah. Just very tough slew of games coming up for the Vikings. I don't think they can get through it. They're still frauds in my opinion, and I expect them to stay frauds. But I'm going to take the Browns in that game, and then we'll move on to Seattle. Or Hudson, my bad. You get to talk about the Vikings first.
Yeah. So for the Vikings game, right? Vikings
Yeah.
Seahawks. I didn't expect the Vikings to win this at all, honestly. Yeah, like you said, the Seahawks went up 17-7, and then Vikings scored in that second quarter going into halftime. The Vikings are actually up 21-17. And I mean, they just scored what? 14-30. That's 26 unanswered points. No, that's definitely not. 16 unanswered points. So terrible game from the Seahawks, especially in that second half. And after the first quarter, basically just completely blew it. Kirk Cousins, though, did great, basically just probably because it was not on primetime. So excited to see him when it comes on to those primetime games. But Cousins played, like I said, insane 30 for 38, 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alex Madison being that great running back. I told many people to watch out for this guy to take in those 32-team leagues when Dalvin Cook gets injured, which is going to eventually happen at some point this season. He is the guy to take us. He is going to pop off when he's out, and he's that starting running back. So credits to Alex Madison for taking over this Vikings running back core. And then Justin Jefferson with another fantastic game, making a case for arguably a top 10 receiver in the NFL, 9 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. So the Vikings played great this game, and I mean, it's great for them. I had them actually making the playoffs, so kind of great for me. But for the Seahawks, maybe not too sure. I had them going, I want to say 12-5, if that's correct. Maybe 13-4 actually. So definitely not off to the best start, because I think on this pace they would have to end up going 17-2. No, that makes no sense. They would have to go like 14-2 or something like that. But they would have to go on a crazy streak to end the season. But I think this is just a terrible game for the Seahawks and great game for the Vikings.
Who do you guys? Did you guys? Before you go, did you guys talk about the Seahawks 49ers game or not?
I was going to talk about Seattle just now. Just inconsistency, and that kind of pisses me off about Seattle. They always do this. Some stretch of games where they lose, and you'll be like, what in the world is going on in Seattle? Well, it's happening at the beginning of the season now. I don't know what's going on. They have got to figure things out immediately. That defense looks atrocious. They gave 300-yard game to Kirk Cousins. And Alexander Madison, I know he's good, but are you kidding me, bro? I expected more from this Seattle team, and they are they're just falling apart. But I'm not surprised. This happens every year with the Seahawks. But in their game against the Niners, this is going to be a tough one. I'm pretty sure it's like a 4 o'clock game, if I'm not mistaken. I am going to take the... I'm going to take the Niners. I'm going to take the Niners. I think the Niners bounce back. I like them better than Seattle. I don't trust Seattle, in my opinion. Again, just inconsistency. I'm going to take the Niners. And we'll get to them in a minute, the Niners and their game. But just a big game from us. This is a big game for a big game that the Seahawks should have won against the Vikings and just blew it up. But I'm gonna take the Niners next week.
I got the Seahawks in this one. Hudson, who do you have?
I have the Seahawks too. Yeah.
The Seahawks. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of the Niners team. I'm not. I think they had to win that game against the Packers. I'm sorry. Like the Packers are just missing too many people, too many O linemen. Like, it's just the 49ers. Like, I watched them against Detroit almost blow that game. They came back at the end, but still, like, I really thought they had to win this game. Devontae Adams had a monster game, and he should not have, because I know the Niners secondary is not good, not the best, but Aaron Rodgers should not have had the time to pick out Devontae Adams 12 times and MBS for the touchdown, and him having 59 yards and 3 receptions. So, and then Alan Lazard had 42 yards and 1 reception. So, I just think that the Niners, they had to win that game. Their running game is non-existent. Like, Trey Sermon was absolute ass. I know he scored a touchdown, but 10 carries for 37 yards. I mean, 31 yards is atrocious in my opinion. Um, and they were basically just, the reason they were in that game was because of George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, and also with touchdowns from Kyle Juszczyk and Ayuk. So their receiving game basically kept them in this game. I think the Seahawks will beat them. I'm not a huge fan of this Niners team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks too. I'm not really the biggest believer in this 49ers team too, but wouldn't mind if the losses kept on coming for this 49ers team. As a Dolphins fan, we have their first round pick this year, so wouldn't mind if they went ahead and tried to go into their rebuild or whatever without realizing we have their pick. But I really hope the Seahawks can win this game, as I do think that they will. I think the 49ers, I had them finishing fourth in the NFC West, and I think that they're kind of not doing well. I mean, they're doing well this season, but they got a couple wins against some bad teams. Lions in week 1, and then week 2 were against the Eagles. Week 3 finally faced a good team in the Packers, and they barely lose to them. But now I think against the Seahawks, if they can win this game, that'll kind of prove to me that maybe there's a chance they can go out there, prove it, and make themselves contenders, at least for the playoffs, maybe. But I feel like if they can't get this win, it basically confirms to me that they are really not all that. They're really not all that.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are thinking about the Niners. They played a solid game, bruh. Just they had a solid game. But Aaron Rodgers is just that man. But I am going. Oh, I said I would pick the Niners in this game because I think they're the better team. And we'll get to Green Bay later, but that game was crazy. Sunday night, just a big game from Green Bay. And I guess we'll just transition into their next game next week against the Steelers. And I'm gonna take Green Bay. I trust Aaron Rodgers. And I don't really like the Steelers team at all.
I got Green Bay too. I'm not a huge fan of the Steelers.
Yeah, I think Devontae Adams might have a monster game.
Hudson, who do you have in the Steelers versus Packers game? All right, well, seems like Hudson's not here, so we'll just move on to the Steelers game. Very disappointed, man. Like, the Steelers, I don't know what happened. Like, they just kind of, like, Big Ben threw 2 picks. Like, they just kind of collapsed. Najee Harris had an amazing game, but that was basically his receiving game was better than his running game. He was their best receiver. Juju, TikToker, do shit. Chase Claypool had a pretty nice game. We're missing Deontay Johnson. Eric Ebron with 0 fucking yards. The rookie tight end had more receptions and yards than him. I'm not a huge fan of the Steelers team. Their offense has just been ass. So I have the Packers winning against them. Shout out to the Bengals. Joe Mixon absolutely destroyed them. Jamar Chase couldn't catch from someone on this podcast. So he had 2 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd did his thing. Very impressed by the Bengals, but Steelers very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm my bad. I didn't realize I was muted, but I'm gonna go also with the Packers for the Packers and Steelers game this week. But credit to the Bengals. I mean, like you said, they had a crazy good game. Joe Burrow had 3 touchdowns. Joe Mixon with a pretty nice game. Tyler Boyd with touchdown there, 36 yards. Chris Evans with 26 yards, and got Mike Thomas with 19 yards. Great player there for the Bengals. But, receiving core is pretty nice in Cincinnati. So credits to them for winning. The Steelers team, not very big fan of them either. Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, maybe considered honestly the best quarterback in the AFC North, but obviously Lamar Jackson's there. But definitely
hold
by,
up, bro. You
by
just
some
mentioned
people.
Mike Thomas and Chris Evans instead of Jamar Chase, bro.
I
What?
feel like this season is probably the last one with Ben Roethlisberger. I think the Steelers are going to end up finishing with a bad record, taking a QB at some point in the first round in this draft, and starting the next era of Pittsburgh football in Pittsburgh. So, excited to see how that turns out. But Najee Harris, rookie running back in Pittsburgh, he's got to get the ball more. Honestly, we saw he was the top receiver in this game. 14 receptions for 100 yards. That's what's going to happen when you feed him the ball, especially on the receiving grounds. He's a receiving back. So, I think he's going to be getting the ball more and more every single week.
Najee Harris isn't a receiving back, but let's continue on.
He's not. He's not a receiving
He's
back.
not a receiving back. Anyways, this Bengals team is surprising me. They played a very good game against Pittsburgh. I was kind of surprised. I had Pittsburgh winning this game. Just a shocker, man, that the Steelers have come this far. I get it, T.J. Watt wasn't playing, and Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson got hurt. I'm just stunned, man. This Steelers team I thought was going to be better. Pulled off the Week 1 upset and just completely fell apart. Just unbelievable. But I'm gonna move on to the Bengals. They deserve this win, and I'm gonna pick. The Bengals are playing the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football, and
They're about to wipe the floor.
Yeah, they're about to wipe the floor. I'm gonna take the Bengals here, and they're gonna start out 3-1. That's crazy for the Bengals. But they've been playing some really good football, and Joe Burrow has found some insane chemistry with Jamar Chase, and they're gonna have that chemistry continue against Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence, who are on a downhill slope, and we'll get to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have the Bengals. Hudson, I'm assuming, guys, playing really well in the first half, especially in the second quarter. They had 13 to Arizona's 0. And then Trevor Lawrence threw the pick 6, and then it all fell apart. Kyler Murray didn't throw a single passing touchdown, but he did rush for a touchdown. James Conner had 2 touchdowns. AJ Green and Christian Kirk really picked up for the lack of productivity from DeAndre Hopkins. And the Jaguars, they're just not a good team. Trevor Lawrence, it's not his fault. It's mostly Urban Meyer and the fact that they don't have a good team around them. But hey, none of us expected the Jaguars to win. So, and I think the Cardinals. Who do they play next? The Rams. Shit, that's gonna be a really good game. I might take the Rams. I'm probably gonna take the Rams, but that shit is gonna be that actually might be the game.
Yeah, that game is gonna be good.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, that's gonna be a crazy game. I'm gonna take the Rams in this one, but yeah. What do you guys think about this game between the Cardinals and the Jaguars?
Okay. At one point in this game, the Cardinals were down 19-10, I think, and that's when I started thinking to myself, is this where the inconsistency of Arizona comes in, where they play down the competition and lose dumb games? But they picked it up in that second half. They picked it up, and they've won this game convincingly. Good win for Arizona, but I was just kind of surprised, man. Arizona, they almost lost this game, and they would have deserved to lose this game if they let Jacksonville continue, because James Robinson got going, Lawrence got going, and then the pick 6. Connor scored.
They had a 109-yard touchdown.
Yeah, 109. Yeah, that Agnew play was very impressive. But For this Arizona Rams game, I'm gonna take the Rams too. I really like what Matthew Stafford's doing, and we'll get to that Bucks game right after this, as soon as Hudson makes his prediction. But I like the Rams. I think they'll win against Arizona convincingly at home at SoFi Stadium. Matthew Stafford's been playing his ass off. There's no reason for me not to take the Rams here. So yeah, Hudson, what about you?
Yeah, I'm also go with the Rams too. I feel like like you said, Matthew Stafford's been playing great. They've been playing. They just beat who could supposedly say. I mean, a lot of people would definitely say the best team in the NFL. So, I think the Rams are definitely on a hot streak. Literally since the start of the season, 3-0 now. They can go against the Cardinals. Definitely beat them week 5. They head up against the. If I can see this quickly, okay, I'm not too quick at this. Who do they play week 5? Oh, they play the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. So that should be a fun matchup to watch. I feel like that could be one of the games that Russell Wilson completely blows his MVP campaign. But we'll see what happens. In this one, I'm gonna take the Rams over the Cardinals at home in LA.
Speaking of MVP campaigns, Matthew Stafford should be the MVP favorite right now. But I'm gonna say right now, he's doing what I've seen him do for years on years, but he's just on a more amplified stage because he's playing on a better team. 4 touchdowns for 343 yards. He's just so good, bro. Like, I honestly think he's playing like he's the best QB in the fucking league right now. Like, I'm not saying he is, but he's just playing like that. He's just motivated. Deshaun Jackson, I did not expect him to have as big of a game that he did. I thought it was going to be Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, but it was Deshaun Jackson who had a monster game. And the Bucks, their defense did not get going whatsoever. Matthew Stafford was picking them apart. Shaq Barrett, Levante David, fucking everyone else on their team could not do anything. And then as far as offensively, they didn't really get any productivity from their running backs. Donald Jones had 11 yards. Leonard Fournette had 8. Their leading rusher was Tom Brady with 14. Yeah, I mean the Bucks will bounce back, but I mean the Rams are looking scary, and Matthew Stafford is looking extra motivated. So yeah.
Yeah, big performance by Matthew Stafford against this Bucks team. Just an unbelievable performance. He looked shaky at first, but then he picked it up very quickly. Some injuries to the back end for this Buccaneers team. Just a tough break for them. Losing Jamel Dean. They already have Antoine Winfield. I think one of their safeties is already out. Jason Pierre-Paul didn't make the trip. Antonio Brown was out. Just a tough slew of injuries for them. And I think Richard Sherman would be a viable candidate for them to sign. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. But they need to sign someone because they just need help immediately. Now back end. Brady can do it all. But big win for the Rams. And I guess we'll just move straight into predictions for next week for that for the Bucks-Patriots game. I am actually going to take New England over Tampa Bay. Yes, I am actually taking New England against Tampa Bay. I believe Bill Belichick will have a game plan against Tom Brady, and I think Mac Jones will absolutely demolish that Buccaneers defense because they're so putrid. And on Sunday night, Belichick will get his revenge against his quarterback. And I think the Patriots will beat the Bucks.
I have the Bucks. I really don't think it's going to be very close. I think the Patriots are not good.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna keep my common sense to me and just take the Bucks here. I really don't see any way this rookie Mac Jones goes out and beats Tom Brady. I don't.
Yeah, but speaking of the Patriots game against the Saints, man, Alvin Kamara had a big game. And
he didn't have a big game.
He had a big game.
He had a decent game. Nothing CMC couldn't do. but go ahead.
Well, CMC can't stay on the field right now, so we got to get that.
Okay, yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Marshawn Lattimore came back, and he did his thing after not playing against the Panthers. They really showed why they missed him in that game. Hudson's MVP candidate did pretty well, I guess. Gave him a lot of rushing touchdown. I had the Patriots in this one, but I was not impressed by Mac Jones. Like 3 picks is not good whatsoever. And then as far as their new acquisitions, like Nelson Aguilar hasn't been able to get going. Jonnu Smith hasn't been able to get going. It's really just been Kendrick Bourne doing the heavy lifting as far as the new acquisitions. Jacoby Myers has been playing pretty well. Hunter Henry's been doing all right. Who was the receiver from N'Keal Harry, bro? He's ass. Did he even play this game? I don't know if he played, but
No,
he sucks.
he didn't.
He requested
He
a
did.
trade.
Oh, did he actually?
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yeah. So as far as this game is concerned, who did the Saints play? They play the Giants. They're gonna beat the Giants. I have the Saints over the Giants. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, big win for the Saints. I wasn't expecting it. They came out and balled, and I was kind of surprised by the Patriots. I think the Patriots bounced back. I just mentioned that I think they're gonna beat the Bucks. I think it's gonna be the upset of the week. But moving on to that Giants Saints game, I'm gonna take the Saints. As much as I hate to say, it, the Giants are a trash heap. They just look pathetic. Just pathetic. I cannot believe how you lose to a Falcons team. Just unbelievable. Like the Falcons are atrocious on defense, and you couldn't pick them apart. Saquon Barkley only had like I think it was like 50 yards rushing. Like, come on, man, you gotta feed him more. And then Daniel Jones couldn't get going. Kenny Galladay had like 5 catches, I think. Just unbelievable. You paid this man 17, $18 million?
Four catches.
You paid this man $18 million a year? Are you kidding me? To get 4 catches? Come on, man. I cannot believe the Giants lost this game against this Falcons team. Just unbelievable. Just atrocious.
Falcons are making the division a interesting race again.
Shut the hell up. The Falcons are a dumpster heap. Let's not get into the Falcons.
So Falcons game.
Yeah. Keep going.
All right.
The Giants Saints game, Hudson.
Okay, so Saints Patriots. I mean, I definitely didn't mind the Patriots losing this game, considering we lost 2. Leaves the division open, really, because one loss for because the Bills play the Chiefs, I think, in week 5. So, one loss for them that week and 1 win. If we can, take down Brady or something, leaves the door open in the division. But the Saints kind of surprisingly won this game. They come off. I mean, the Saints are just, to me, through 3 weeks in the NFL season, they are inconsistent as hell. Obviously, killing the Packers week 1, week 2 they lose to the Panthers, and then now they beat the Patriots. So I don't really know what to expect from this team anymore. Winston played well with 2 touchdowns. Kamara had an okay game. He had a good game, not a great game. But Mac Jones definitely didn't really look like what I've been, putting under him the past couple weeks. Didn't really look like that veteran that I've been saying he's been looking like. 30 for 51, 270, and 3 interceptions. So the Saints defense really locking up the rookie quarterback this game. Kendrick Bourne had a good game receiving, but really, other than that, the Patriots had no answer for the Saints offense and defense. So, maybe the Saints make it a bit of a push in the NFC South.
Who do you have? Saints versus Giants.
Saints versus Giants in week 4. I'm gonna easily go with the Saints.
Okay, so the Falcons, the Giants versus Falcons. Shout out to the Falcons for winning. Shout out to my boy Young Hoku with the clutch kick. I want to see Kyle Pitts get more involved, bro. He's just been there. He's just there. Like Matt Ryan is not seeing him. Like Matt Ryan almost got picked off. Like they were not going to win that game. He was at the red zone and he threw it and it went right through the hands of a Giants defender. I don't know who it was, but it went right through the hands of a Giants defensive back. But I want to see Kyle Pitts get more involved. Same with Calvin Ridley. They did not have their biggest games. It was really Cordell Patterson, who was their receiving leader with 82 yards. Again, when we're talking about the game against them with Washington, I think Washington will win. Washington has disappointed me so far. Are they 0-3? No, they're 1-2.
No, they're 1-2. They could have been 0-3.
Yeah, they just barely beat the Giants. I think they'll be 2-2. I have Washington. I'll be surprised if Washington loses. Maybe the Falcons can make the division interesting.
I'm gonna take Washington over Atlanta. Atlanta's a dumpster heap. I like Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke did not play that bad of a game on Sunday. It was just Josh Allen was going crazy, and Heineke could obviously he can't keep up with Josh Allen. As much as he just can't keep up.
I was just disappointed in their defense, bro. Like this is a team.
Yeah, their defense, that front seven looked
Chase
really
Young,
good.
Montez Sweat, how?
I'm just disappointed. They should rebound against this Falcons team, but other than that, Washington should win this game. And I guess we'll just move on. Again, Josh Allen just had a monster game. There's nothing else to say about it. Emmanuel Sanders was cooking. Stephon Diggs was cooking. Zach Moss had a touchdown. They were just cooking on all cylinders, the Bills. Big win for them. And I'm going to take Washington. And I think we already talked about who's going to win the Houston Bills game. I'm taking Bills in a wipe, without a doubt.
Hudson, you have Washington over the Falcons?
Yeah, pretty easily.
Easily. Okay. All right, and then finally, before we wrap up, we haven't even talked about this Cowboys-Eagles game. We talked about the matchups that they're playing in Week 4, but let's talk about this game right now that they're playing in. So obviously, is it over? Oh, it's not over.
Yeah, it's basically over. Cowboys are up 41-14.
41-14. Yeah, not surprising. The Eagles, I thought they would fight, but they clearly didn't. So, it was just a disappointing game for if you're an Eagles fan. But the Cowboys' offense just looks so well oiled. Dak Prescott just looks so good. Zeke came back to himself. Like him and Tony Pollard are a very good backfield duo. As far as receiving, it wasn't even CeeDee Lamb or Cooper. It was Dalton Schultz who's leading them in receiving yards. And then for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts threw 2 picks, and that was basically the game. Jalen Reagor, he hasn't really impressed me yet. I like Quez Watkins. I like Quez Watkins a lot. Devontae Smith has not done much. We already talked about who are the Eagles playing? Oh yeah, they're about to lose in Week 4. They're playing the Chiefs, but good win by the Cowboys.
Yeah, I picked the Eagles because I thought they were going to show up tonight in a division game, but this Cowboys offense is cooking, and this Eagles defense is just ravaged by injuries. They're just destroyed by injuries. Good win for Dak Prescott. First home game back since the injury. Big win for him. Good win for Dallas. But next week, they will have a tough test against that Carolina. I'm actually very interested to see this defense against Dallas' offense. I think it's going to be one of the more intriguing matchups of the week because this Panthers defense has been so good, but against this Dallas offense, we don't know. Again, the Saints offense played really well the week before and just got absolutely shut down by Carolina. We will see. I think the Panthers can match up well with Dallas because our defense is super fast against that fast receiving core of the Cowboys. It's going to be a very intriguing matchup, and I'm ready to see it next Sunday.
Pretty simple here too. I feel like the Cowboys should easily have won this game, which they did. I don't really know where you got taking the Eagles from, but I picked the Eagles just because it's a rivalry game. This is NFC East showdown. Anybody can win a rivalry game, bro. Yeah, but in the end, it comes down to
Parsons is down a little bit, but
in the end, it's gonna end up coming down to who the better team is, who puts up more points on the board, and that is exactly what the Cowboys would do. And they're up 41-14 right now, hoping Micah Parsons is okay because there's only 4 minutes left.
Oh, he took a shot to the ribs.
Yeah, he did. Looks like he might be coming back into this game though, which is good. But Prescott
he's not coming back.
Oh, he's got his helmet on the side.
He's got his helmet on because he was already on the field.
So Micah Parsons, their defense looks good.
Yeah. I thought this Dallas defense was going to be atrocious, but they've actually surprised me. But they'll play a good QB next week in Sam Darnold. We'll see.
What?
Huh? Yeah, Sam Darnold is a good QB.
Okay, I just want to say, I want to see like first of all, we'll see how you guys play against this good team next week. But like, even if like Sam Darnold plays good, I want to see like when you play a team like who you guys play week 5. I mean, there's the Eagles, and then who you guys play after that? The like week 6, like at least for a decent defense. Like week 6.
Minnesota's decent?
Yeah.
Okay, then are you saying New Orleans is not decent or something?
Did they use Lattimore for that game?
No, but New Orleans is missing people.
Okay, fine. Okay.
No, I'm not saying. Okay, I thought Sam Darnold was
Parsons
ass.
is back in the game, by the way.
I thought Sam Darnold was ass, but he's been surprising me. But I mean, it's the same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. You can't say that. I mean, you can only play who's in front of you. So, I mean, if they play.
No, but the Panthers beat the Saints were still favored that week. Y'all still picked the Saints over Carolina.
Wow, what a play by Jalen Hurts.
I did pick the Saints, but they were not missing. I thought their offense would have a bigger game. Their defense, I already knew was going to be shorthanded. That's what we're talking about. So,
I mean, I still think Carolina can pull this upset. It's going to be one of the better games of the week. I think we can pull it up. I think this defense is better than y'all are giving credit.
Is definitely better than Tua. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I feel like Darnold's a top 20 quarterback in my opinion. Right now, he's a top 20 quarterback.
Yeah, it's like 3 of the worst teams, but
I can't.
Okay. Again, when we play competent teams like Dallas and Minnesota and teams like New England, like Arizona,
I think he's
Miami,
better. I think he's better than. I think he's better than Justin Fields. I think he's better than Daniel Jones. That's 2 right there. I think he's better than Jameis Winston. I think he's better than Ian.
Tua.
Tua. Texans. I think he's better than the Texans QB. That's 5.
I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he's better than Carson Wentz. I'll take him over Carson Wentz.
Oh no.
Listen. I'll keep going. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. I think he's better than
Zach Wilson.
He's better than Zach Wilson. He's better than Teddy Bridgewater.
Who's better than Zach Wilson?
Darnold.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that Tua is also better than Zach Wilson, though, for sure.
Okay, no, we don't care about that. I'm saying he's better than Bridgewater. I'm saying he's better than who else? I'm saying he's better than Roethlisberger. I think Darnold's better than Roethlisberger. I don't think Roethlisberger's that good anymore. I'll take Darnold over Roethlisberger. I'll take Darnold over what's his face? I'll take Darnold over Goff.
Hell no.
I'm sorry, Sue wants to say that. I'll take Darnold over Goff.
Hell no.
Hell no. What are you talking about?
Jared Goff is better than Sam Darnold, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'll take Darnold over Goff. I'll take Darnold over.
Jared Goff against competent teams has been doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they nearly beat the Niners.
Yeah, nearly beat them, and then almost nearly beat the Ravens with Goff having a terrible game. But
he had
we won't talk about that.
We
won't talk about that.
Jared Goff was the only.
Let me keep going. I'm on a roll. I think Darnold's better than Fields. I think he's not better than Cousins or Rodgers, obviously. I think he's better than. You know what? Yeah, I will. I'm gonna say it. I think he's better than Garoppolo. I'll take Darnold over Garoppolo. I don't care.
I think Goff is better than Garoppolo.
Are you guys serious? Are you guys watching?
I don't think Garoppolo. Bro, Jared Goff is the only reason why we're in these games. He's the only reason. And we should not have been in the game in the fucking Niners game or the Ravens game or even the first half against the Packers. The second half, it was literally just a defense that just kind of.
All right. Well, anyways, okay, whatever. I just listed about 10 to 15 QBs right there. So, anyways, he's just a top 10, 20 quarterback in my opinion.
Do you think he's better than Joe Burrow?
No, he is not better than Joe Burrow.
You think he's better than Washington's QB?
Yes, he's better than Taylor Heineke. He's better than Taylor Heineke.
It's Fitzpatrick.
He's still better than Fitzpatrick. He's better than Hurts. He's better than Jones. I'd listed off like 10 to 15 QBs.
Is he better than Matt Ryan?
He's
No.
not better than Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan is. I mean, depending on like.
Matt Ryan is sort of declining, though. I promise you, by next year, maybe. By next year, I'll take him.
I think he's better than Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan is fucking trash. But
What? Dude, Matt Ryan's like a borderline
sucks,
top 15 quarterback.
He sucks, bro. He's not good anymore. I'm sorry, he's not good.
He's not good anymore. I have to agree to us. Actually, you know what? I will take Darnold over Ryan. I'll take him over Winston
Wow.
too.
Jeez, man.
I'll take him over
I'll take
Winston
him over
too.
Winston. I'll take him over Winston. I'm not taking him over Roethlisberger though. I don't care how bad he played.
Roethlisberger? Come on, bro. You cannot say that anymore. Have you seen these past like 10 to 15 games Roethlisberger has played over the last year and this year? He has been atrocious.
I guess, but I don't think a
I'll
lot.
take Darnold over Roethlisberger, without a doubt. Now, some QBs I will not take Darnold over include Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott.
Are you taking him over Ryan Tannehill?
I will
No.
not. I will take
No.
Tannehill over Darnold.
Are you taking him
Okay.
over? Are you taking him over Carson Wentz? Or do you say that?
Yes,
No,
I will take
he
Darnold
said
over
Darnold
Wentz.
over Wentz.
Are you taking him over Kirk Cousins?
No, I like Cousins better.
That's basically. Are you taking him over Baker Mayfield?
No, I'll take Baker.
That's basically all the teams right there. But, I mean, I can see it. I just named. Are you not taking him over Derek Carr? No, you're taking him over Jalen Hurts, right?
Yes. We basically listed off 10 to 15 QBs.
We did, yeah. Okay, yeah, we did.
So that just proves my point. I mean, but anyways, I think we can wrap up.
Yeah, we
Week
can wrap
3
up.
was really good. Week 4 is bound to have some really good games as well. So
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. We'll see you guys later as always. Peace.